and welcome to Buffalo Mafia Football Talk. I am your host, Tommy. If you guys haven't subscribed already, please subscribe and hit that thumbs up. Oh, you guys, tough loss last night. Man, a lot of emotions going on right now. And, first I want to say, man, it was a hell of a season. These guys made my 2020 so much better. For what a crappy, shitty year this has been, the Buffalo Bills, gave me something to be happy about. So that, I gotta say, thank you. It was just one hell of a ride. I wish it didn't end like, this, but it did. We are here, okay? How the game went. You guys, I gotta say, we were out-coached on both sides of the ball. Dable, listen, I'm gonna give my 2 cents on Dable. I have not given you guys my Dable thoughts, and many of you guys know me from Twitter, from before I started my YouTube channel. I never was a Dable fan. I killed Dable for the past 2 seasons. I will say this year he did a lot better as far as in-game adjustments. That was the one thing I think I killed him on, as far as the previous 2 seasons. I just was so irritated watching this Buffalo Bills team during that time just struggle during the game, especially going into the second half. With Dable's system, he just could never do any in-game adjustments. He stuck with the game plan, whether it was working or it wasn't, and we would fall most of the time. This season, he actually did a lot of in-game adjustments, and that's why we were a lot better in the third quarter. I would say really after week 5, week 6, I think he started to trust Allen more. He started to, let Allen do some more audibles. He started letting Allen just be himself a little bit more. And I was like, okay, we're he's finally coming into his own. He's finally trusting Allen, I guess you could say, or even he's getting better as an OC. This game, however, he backtracked. He went back to the Dable of last season, the season before. He did not have any answer for the blitz. He did not switch the game plan up. And by the way, the game plan, from what I saw, was bad. It wasn't what I've been watching, from, let's say, week 9, week 8 to the playoffs, right? Even really, let's be honest, the playoffs, his play calling was pretty bad, okay? This game was extremely bad. I didn't understand why Yeldon was in the game at all. I get that he was playing better than Singletary, no doubt. And that's fine. If you're going to have Yeldon in there to run, okay, you know what? It is what it is. If Singletary isn't running good or he's not, getting you the yards you need, fine. But having him go out as a receiver on multiple occasions, Yeldon was in there, it seemed like most of the game on every snap. Are you telling me that you couldn't activate Still? So why did you even bring him in? Makes no sense to me. Now I don't know if that's on Dable or if that's on the coach, right? Did McDermott not trust in him? Did Stills not get up to speed with the playbook? So I obviously I don't know the full details of that, but from the coach's comments, he said basically Stills wasn't active because he wanted to give the trainers, he wanted to wait for the trainers to say, okay, Gabe Davis is good to go, or, the other injuries, whatever, they're good. Well, they didn't look good because Gabe Davis, I didn't see at all. I think I saw him one time in the game. So you're telling me Stills couldn't have, been better, done something more? So that blew my mind. I didn't understand that. That's one thing. The other thing is we seem to go away from the 4 and 5 receiver sets in this game. We were running a lot more than usual. I get that you have to be balanced, but listen, guys, we weren't balanced all season. What worked for us is letting Josh, doing those 4 or 5 receivers and letting Josh pick his receiver, right? Letting him scan the field and go for it. It was very tough for defenses to cover all of our sets, right? All of our receivers there. So I don't understand why we were doing a bunch formations, running the ball, 2 receiver sets, tight end. We didn't do that all season. Why start that now? I didn't like it. The goal line, when we got to the goal line, red zone, we failed miserably. And we actually were a really good red zone team entering the playoffs. What happened? What the hell happened? I get the Chiefs defense played well, but the Chiefs defense isn't like a top 5 defense. So do they have our number or what happened there? Because week 6, if our offense played better, we win that game. Our defense did okay, except for the run, but even that, they didn't put up massive points. We lost by 9. This game here, we just got blown out the water. So, frustrating, very frustrating. As far as the defense goes, now I'll get off Dable for now, and that's for a whole nother, video. Because, listen, I know, I know you guys. Some of you guys love Dable, and the players absolutely love Dable. They love him, but I'm still not sold on Dable. As far as Frazier goes, man, I gotta say, guys, listen, it's been an issue with getting to the quarterback with this defense since really McDermott took over. Love McDermott. Love it. I think he's a really good defensive coach. But there's a problem there, and they knew about this problem for the last 3 seasons. We have not been able to get to the quarterback, sack the quarterback. We're like towards the bottom of the league in sacks every season since McDermott's been here. So we got to address that. We got to fix that. You cannot let quarterbacks sit back there and pick you apart, and that's what's been going on. Think about it. Rivers played probably better than Mahomes almost the first playoff game, right? We barely got out of there. So you can't have that happen. You got to get an edge rusher in here. You got to start mixing it up on defense where we bring that heat. The Chiefs brung the heat, and look what happened. We had no answer for it. As great and tough as Allen has been all year, he was overwhelmed. What could he do? The blitz was there. He had no answer for it. Our offensive line, listen, I like a few of those guys on the line, but a couple of them just aren't doing it for me anymore. The center position there, I think we way overpaid on Morse. We got to figure that out because a good O-line will take you really, really far in this league. And the O-line kind of failed him this game. And Dable didn't help either, by the way. He did not help at all as far as, changing play calls, figuring out, okay, they're doing a cover 0 or a zone blitz, whatever. He just didn't have an answer. All right, so back to the defense. Sorry, I went back to Dable. It's just, so Frazier, I don't know, man, with him, because maybe McDermott's also telling him, hey, I don't want to blitz, or I want to play this zone defense, or whatever he's doing. But I don't know, man. It hasn't been great. Let's be honest with you. Let's be honest here, right? So it hasn't been great, especially this season. We struggled on defense. Now, the next thing I got to say is Brandon Beane. Love Brandon Beane. And don't kill me, guys. I love Beane. I love McDermott. I thank God we got the right guys in place. But they've made mistakes. And Beane made some mistakes in this past offseason as well. Trent Murphy, huge mistake. We could have saved $8 million. We decided to keep him. The guy rode the bench most of the season. He didn't even play games, right? So, waste of money. I don't get that. And maybe that was on McDermott too, saying that, hey, that's my guy. I don't. Once again, a decision that cost us. The signing of ex-Panther players that reached their age limit is a problem. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, I was kind of happy with the Addison signing at first because look what he's done. He was averaging like 8 to 10 sacks a season for the past 3 seasons. So I thought, okay, even if he got a 7, I don't know, 7, 8, whatever, that's productive for him. That's cool. But he just, some games he was there, and most of the games he was not. I didn't hear his name called most of the time. He just, I think his age caught up to him. We really missed Star this year. I was never really huge on Star, but I gotta say I was wrong. I think that was a big piece of the defense that was missing. So he will be back next season. That will help. Also, Norman probably will not be back. He also is his age showed a lot. His age has been showing. But I didn't mind his leadership, and I don't think we paid him too much, so it wasn't that big of a deal. We got to definitely address the defense going into the offseason. We need an edge rusher. We need another cornerback with speed. Speed is an issue against us. Anytime a team has speed, we seem to get beat. Yeah, we need a cornerback that can complement Trey White. I like Levi Wallace, but not as a number 2 cornerback. So we got to address that, and we definitely got to get an edge rusher. We got to get some big bodies also on that line, on the defensive line. That I mean, like I said, Star coming back will help, but I have a feeling, and if I'm being, I cut Jefferson, I cut Addison. And this way you'll save some money. I think it's about $20 million in cap space. And then there's also comes down to John Brown. Now, I am a John Brown fan, but if we're being honest, he has lost a step. Now, that could be also due to his knee, or that could be both his age and his health, his knee issue, whatever's going on there. But to me, either you release him or see if you can restructure his contract. So if you restructure his contract where it makes sense, then you keep John Brown. But I have a feeling they're going to let John Brown walk. So then we got to fill that position. Now we do got that Isaiah Hodgins that they're very high on. So let's see. I can't give you my opinion because I've never seen the guy play in the NFL, right? No, there's no preseason. Nothing like that, right? So let's see what happens with that. Now, as far as who else is coming back, I gotta say Mitch Morse is, oh man, he's iffy with me, man. It just seems like he has a lot of concussions going on. I would honestly see if Feliciano would move to center and get another offensive lineman or 2. And build that offensive line. You really got to build that offensive line. Darrell Williams will probably want at least $10 million this season. Is he worth it? He's also another player that's getting up there in age. Was this just a one season where he just played really, really well, and will he go backwards, or will he continue to trend up? That's a question Bean needs to figure out if it's worth it bringing him back. Milano. I am 50-50 on him. I don't know. He seems like he's going through a lot of injuries lately. He's off and on the field. He's missing, a lot of games. Can he stay healthy? Is he worth the money that he's going to want? I'm 50-50 on it, man. It just depends on what he wants. Tremaine Edmonds, he's another player, man. If we were to trade him, I wouldn't be upset about it, to be honest with you. If we keep him, I'm okay with it too, but he has to get better, guys. He just does. For a guy, I know he's young, but for a guy that big, he needs to be making, and big and athletic, he needs to be making more plays on this field, right? And it just seems like he's just there. I mean, he's not bad, but he's not great. He's in the middle, and I think we expected more from him, okay? And we'll see what happens with Edmonds. Trey White had an off season, to be honest with you. He didn't have a bad season, but he didn't, did he live up to his contract this season? No, but we'll see, we'll see moving forward. But I still love Trey, and I hope that I hope he bounces back too, has a better year next year. He didn't have a bad year. I just hope he has a better year as that number one corner. I love Jordan Poyer and I love Micah Hyde. I think they're the best dual safety in the league. I had no problem with them. I think they played their asses off this year, especially Poyer. He lived up to his contract 100%. And then you got Beasley. Definitely keep him on the team. I don't know. I think he has another year on his contract. I would even look to see if we can extend it for another year, restructure his contract, because I just like what he does. I love what he does for this team. I love his commitment. I love that he gets along with Allen so well. And then Diggs, of course, Diggs is only going to get better, guys. This is his first season with Allen, so expect another big season next season. I have no problems with Diggs. He had a kind of a bad game against the Chiefs here, but listen, they were doubling them up. We just weren't prepared, and for this game. So listen, you guys, it was a great season. I love my Buffalo Bills. I've been a fan since '89. I've gone through so many bad years. So I can't sit back here and complain now about this season or even last season. We are trending up, okay? And that's an awesome thing, because I could never say that, in the late 90s, early 2000s, all the way up to 2017, where I was like confident, like we were heading in the right direction with, McDermott and Bean now in place, with the draft picks. I never was confident until they go into the next season, because it was just a new coach, new quarterback, new GM, new this, new that. We got things in place now that I'm confident about. Now it's just time to execute. And hopefully next year we're in a Super Bowl, So you guys, I appreciate everything. I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate you guys subscribing. I'm going to be doing, continue to do my videos. Thank you guys again. I love you. I love you, Bills Mafia. Bills Mafia #1, of course. Peace.